Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're looking forward to a great interview with Lam from Vietnam. My name is Lily Nguyen. I'm a sophomore at Trinity Prep in Orlando, Florida. I'm also the president of my school's Operation Smile chapter and a member of the National Leadership Council. Here with me today, we also have Brady and Gigi. So, Gigi, you can introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Gigi. I'm currently in year 11 at BIS Hanoi, Vietnam, and I'm a student volunteer at Operation Smile. Brady, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello all, I'm Brady. I've been an OS volunteer for around 7 years now, and I'm currently serving as the student programs media intern. Take it back, Lily.
Awesome. So now, Gigi, do you want to tell us a little bit more about Lam?
So I'm very excited to introduce our special guest today from Vietnam. And actually, it is someone who has received care for his cleft palate in the past and is now a program coordinator at Operation Smile. So take it away, Lam.
You are muted.
Hey Lam, it looks like you're actually muted. If you could unmute your mic so that we could all hear your awesome story.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, everyone from around the world. My name is Lam, and I am 22 years old now. I work as a program coordinator for OS for 2 years, and I'm really happy to have them to share my story, and I hope my story can somehow inspire everyone and bring you positivity effect in the life. Thank you.
So first, I'd like to say thank you very much for putting in the time and for being here and sharing your inspirational story with us. And I would first just like to ask a few questions just so the audience and myself can get to know you better. And one of the first questions that I would like to ask you is, how old were you when you first had your surgery?
Uh, I got surgery 3 times. I cannot remember exactly for the first time. I just remember it was at Vietnam National Hospital of Burns in Hanoi. And the second time is when I was at 11 in Vietnam Cuba Hospital and follow Operation Smile program. And the third is in January last year, where I was at 22 and working as a Operation Smile program coordinator.
Oh, was it scary the first time? And for all the times after that, when you received surgery, did you still find it scary? Were you still like nervous after?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I could imagine. And how did you know about Operation Smile?
Uh, how did I know? Honestly, I had no idea about Operation Smile until when I was about to graduate. Yeah, in that time I had made a research for my future job. I found a lot of NGO working in Vietnam, and I saw Operation Smile in the list. And wow, I recognize the organization who brought me free surgery in the past. I still
Yeah,
remember the name. Yeah, Operation Smile.
yeah. And so, can you share with us a little bit about your story, like about the path of becoming a coordinator at Operation Smile?
It's a pretty long path. In 2018, second term of year 4 in university, there was an internship before my thesis. Being lost at the final gate of the university, I sought employment advice from the internet and books. Fortunately, I have built my habit of reading books since childhood. When I was only 5 years old, I finished reading all the first grade books, so my grandmother decided to let me go to school early. You know, in Vietnam, every kid go to school at 6, but I go to school at 5. Yeah, and my mother also was a teacher, so she helped me read about by borrow books from the school and bringing them back for me. I also read a lot of books at the university, mostly Muslim novels and Haruki Murakami books, and some from Vietnamese authors. And one of those books gave me advice on job orientation after graduate. In a book named let me remember the name. In a book named How Much the Youth Coach uh, and the success by the author. I learned about NGO in Vietnam, and I really like their model and their operation. And then I discovered OS. It was listed in a paragraph where the author shared the importance of Vietnam youth working for NGO to the better communities, to the better country, to the better environment. And in afternoon in July 2018, before going to an internship, I set up the Academy Union office and decided to send my CV to a few NGO. And with time, I only hope to be a Danny or even be a volunteer. And one of the organization I sent my CV to was Operation Smart. And luckily, OS is the first to respond my email. You can see this is my first email to Mr. Our program director. Yeah, it it's in 14 July 2018. Yeah, and on Monday, July 16, 2018, I arrived for my interview with OS Vietnam. And you know, the first word I have to heard about it, it, they, it was not hi, it's not hello, it's not good morning. The first word I heard is welcome back, Lam. Oh, I was immediately thought about to cry. You know, in the feeling you come back home. It was do that I have returned, but with a different role. One that up to then, I still did not think it could happen. And on July 22nd, 2018, a week after the interview, I participated in my first mission in Quảng Ngãi, which was also the start of my 3 month probation. And in November of that year, I signed an official contract with OSV and as a program coordinator.
Thank
And
you.
uh, every time I look back to when and how I start with OS, my story seems to have a come full cycle as I'm now helping the patient receive the same kind of care I did.
Yeah, I think that your story is really, really cool, honestly, because I've actually not heard of a lot of stories of how people have joined Operation Smile. And I think so far, even though this is my first one, it's probably going to be one of the coolest. And after hearing your story, I actually just want to spread awareness about Operation Smile and invite all my friends because it actually sounds wonderful. And now I will hand over to my friend Brady.
Ready?
Hey there, Lam. It's
Yeah.
it's nice to see you in person, even though it's virtually.
Yes.
I know we spoke a few times over email, and I just want to say I'm very excited to meet you, and I always get excited whenever I get to meet a fellow cleft patient.
Yeah.
Um, so I was curious a little bit more about your experiences with your surgeries. So I know for me, my surgeries were a very formative part of my life, and they really created the personality that I share. So how would you say that your life changed after receiving your surgeries?
Oh, my life then a lot after receive surgery. You know, I was born with both cleft lip and palate. So, like many kids, we had made an operation smile. So, first surgery is very, very important. After cleft procedure, it has been easier for me to drink. It's easier for me to eat, and it made me look like a complete kid. In the second surgery, the doctor did some procedure with my lips, my nose, made them better, more balanced, more beautiful, and so more handsome I look. You can see me now.
Definitely very handsome.
Thank you, Randy. And the third surgery last year, the doctor closed a fistula inside my mouth, so I can speak better now. And in Operation Smile, we had a very meaningful slogan, "Dancing life, one smile at a time." That is very dear for me. The mission of Vietnam Cuba in 2008, Operation Smile, and doctors then my lips, my nose, and also my face. So I understand the patient's feelings, and I know the advance they get when they more confident. One surgery not only then the smile, but also then hold someone's life. So now as a OS coordinator, I always done my best to help people like myself before. Generally, when the doctor do the surgery to me, not only they did the appearance, not only they did the way I eat, the way I drink, the way I talk to the better way, but also the most important thing they have brought to me is the confidence, because in my opinion and based on my experience, only the confidence can help us do the things we could not think we can do.
That's very powerful, man. That's very well said. Thank you for sharing that. And I know I can speak for myself at least, but going through all those surgeries, it's very confusing and challenging. Um,
Yeah.
I didn't know very many people growing up with cleft lip at the same time that I was going through my operations, and I wish that I had. So is there any advice that you could give to anyone who might actually currently be going through some of these operations and going through what you went through?
Uh, I have the advice is my advice is nothing is perfect. I think nothing is perfect. No one is perfect. So you and me, you should only put judgment on poor mind rather than broken physics, because it was no one's choice to be incomplete in the first place. We have no joy to be born even in city or in a remote area. We have no joy how we look. We have no joy uh, the father and the mother, they are rich or poor. Everyone had their own life. We are born with different mission. We live different lives. So you and me, we have to always be ourselves and play our life. Yeah, my advice.
Well said, man. Um, so growing up with a cleft lip is definitely different than most other experiences, and a lot of individuals, regardless of cleft condition, have to deal with bullying in their communities, their schooling, and it feels like for me, from the stories that we've heard from a lot of our cleft condition companions, that they have a unique experience on bullying. Do you have any tips on how to deal with bullying? Any advice?
For the building, hmm, personally, I had I had always been fortunate enough just to experience some mockery, some jokes, not really been intense. But from my point of view, my advice would be, let it be, let it be. First of all, Let It Be is my favorite song, but what I love the most about this song is its spirit. Only you know what your self value is, and only you can make judgment for yourself. And if what does not kill you can make you stronger, then just let it be. That would be the answer. But not only let it be is not enough. You have to learn more, you have to work more, even suffer and be patient more. Develop your value and make your own skill, your own value as a contribution to the community. I think that is how to transform your experience of bullies into the respectation from the others. And back to my story, my greatest challenge growing up as a child with a cleft condition was the lack of confidence. But here in Vietnam and also the US, we had amazing thing about cleft condition. It can be repaired. Yeah, we are doing it 30 years and I had three surgery. One repaired my palate, one repaired my lips and my nose, and one repaired a small fistula inside my mouth. And after all the surgery, I'm more confident, more normal, and I don't see myself as a clap boy anymore. I'm really able to be myself and do my own thing. So with you could be like that. With you, always be yourself, more confident, and you can do your own thing.
That's very awesome. Well, um, so I think maybe we shift into a little bit more positivity. A lot of us have really appreciate hearing that those insights. So very inspirational. Thank you very much. Um, let's talk a little bit about your mission experiences. So you've been a program coordinator for Operation Smile Vietnam. You've been on a few missions in Vietnam, and what would you say would be your most memorable mission experience?
Uh, my most memorable mission. With me, for me, every mission had its memory. But if I had them to die, my most memorable mission, maybe it's my first mission in Quảng Ngãi. It's when I was a intern. I was when my first time to Quảng Ngãi, I was overwhelmed with this dark sense of belonging, even though it was my first time in this place. Maybe it was because I got to back to this theater, a place that changed my life, and at this time, it also changed my rule. In Quảng Ngãi is where I got to learn not just about my duties, not just about my role like as a program coordinator, but also about the other 200 kids just like me before. And I learned about why I'm back there and why I did this job. It was also more like a journey to rediscover myself once more.
That's really awesome. I remember my first mission really helped me feel that, and I totally understand the purpose of why you were driven to the job. So on that mission or any of your subsequent missions, was there a particular patient that really stuck out to you? Any awesome patient stories you can share with us?
Yeah, okay, my most beautiful patient. Maybe it's my story. It was when I had the God to relieve my old self as a patient again last year. As you know, I received my first degree when I was quite young, and therefore parts of my memory were not properly captured. And however, in my last operation, I had this dog rush, a mixed feeling which I could not describe at all. I would think of it as a roller coaster of my emotion when I first transformed myself from being a patient to be a program coordinator and then back again to where I start. Soon after that, that first the feeling was then came by a gentle nap when I thoughtlessly closed my eyes in the hour. It was a dreamless sleep, but when I wake up with every OSV staff circling around me, only then I knew that all my dreams were just about to begin.
That's so powerful. Um, Thank you for sharing that. That's really cool. Um, so I think you have a very unique story, which is why I think everyone here is so excited to hear it. Going from an Operation Smile patient to an Operation Smile program coordinator within Vietnam is such a true success story of the mission that Operation Smile has. So, could you just share with us, tell us a little bit how it feels to go full circle from being a patient to now being someone who helps organize the missions to help other patients?
Uh, we have to go full circle. It's a very good question. I really like it. I really like it. Mm, you know, when you draw a circle,
Hmm.
uh, completeness and perfection are what we normally see, and personally, that also what I feel about my life at this very moment. Not only was I then physical as a patient, my soul and my mind, my skill now healed completely as I understand the meaning of my work. And there is every moment when I step into the field, I always feel impulsively every time I meet a patient. It brings me very strong motivation to work, and it brings me motivation to have more and more kids like myself before. And while running a mission, doing the coordinator work, helping the kids, everything seemed to tell me, Lam, this is the mission of your life. And It can be my full circle up to now.
That's really awesome. I'm definitely don't think I'm gonna look at circles in any the same way again. I never knew such a simple shape could be so powerful. Thank you for enlightening me. So obviously there's a lot going on in the world right now. I know here in the US, COVID is still very prevalent. Could you share with us a little bit about how Operation Smile Vietnam is getting back to taking care of patients post or during this COVID pandemic?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, definitely. It was just simply, how is Operation Smile Vietnam, your branch, handling the COVID pandemic, and how are you guys? What steps are you guys taking to get back to helping the patients that we love so dearly?
Uh, we wait a second.
Say that again.
Uh, wait a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, we have no COVID until now. We have no COVID until now. So from the April to now, we have made 1, 2, 3. We have made 9. We have made 9 missions. So it's not it, even now we call it the new normal.
Hmm.
When the patient got to the hospital, they have been more procedure. They have the first screening for COVID, and all the family screening the COVID. And before the mission, we have the we have to have a list of patients. 2 weeks before the mission, we have a list of patients, everyone and their family, where they from, and in that time they go to where and send it back to the hospital, and they take it again. In with some patients from the area still have COVID, we they are not allowed to come to mission.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate, but for the safety of everyone involved, it's the right choice. Thank you for sharing that with us. Um, so, on a more sort of holistic approach, Operation Smile has so many different volunteers, so many facets that it reaches out and touches people's lives. If someone were to ask you why they should be a part of Operation Smile, what do you think you would share with them?
Uh, so many people ask me this question. So many. Because when the first look of me, they realize I'm a patient before. So they ask me a lot. It's very hard to describe. You can tell the whole novel in the answer. But maybe for me, it was faith. Although faith is something that many great brains have talked and fallen short of deciphering. That being said, faith can mean different things to different people. Faith as a series of events which may seem to separate fragments but are actually connected. But you know, but you know, life sometimes not about waiting for a storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Faith does not just suddenly happen itself. for me and more generally for others. In addition to luck, I believe we also need to put effort to capture opportunities for ourselves, just like Wise One often reminds us that no pain, no gain. And to be honest, I did not have the joy to be born with how I look, but I have learned to embrace it, accept it, and only when I learned to consider it as my special, as a special part of me, only then my weakness has now turned into my strength, and with that, I now smile happily every day with life. For me, I can see the faith in my connection with Operation Smile. Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah, fate is something that we should all strive to understand a little bit, and I'll definitely be taking a few more dances in the rain
yeah.
instead of just waiting for the storm to pass. Thank you for that insight. All right, so that does it for me. I'm gonna hand it off back to Gigi, but it was really great to talk to you, and thank you for taking the time to sit down and answer some of my questions.
Oh, thank you, Rabbit. Thank you.
Before we move on to the Q&A section, I would just like to say that there were so many inspirational quotes that you just said there, and it kind of just gave me this whole new perspective on life. And it's one of your saying was pretty similar to a saying that I read, and that is, we can't control the waves, but we can always learn how to surf. And I just love your attitude towards life and the way you view things. I think that's like really, really important, the attitude we have towards the things that we have to face. And I just love how you radiate with such positive energy. And it's like I'm sitting here, and even though it's a virtual thing, I start to feel so much positive energy, and I just want to go out and conquer the world. That's it for me. Now we will move on to the Q&A section, because I think that there are many people here who want to ask you many questions about your amazing experience and your very inspirational stories. So does anyone have any question? I will be reading it off.
Alright. Thank you. Thank you.
Are there any questions? I actually have a, oh, here.
Okay.
So
Question one.
I think one of the question here is that um, from Timmy, and he says that he loves how much you emphasize confidence. And so, what advice would you have given yourself at an earlier age about confidence?
Uh, would you have given to yourself at an earlier age about confidence? Oh, no. Okay, I got it. For me, it's the experience that gave me confidence. And yeah, and and Maybe a second. I have right now.
Yes, no problem. Take all the time you need.
Uh, for me, that gave me a confidence, and because of my story, I think it was a gift and someone bring to me. And like I heard before, we have no choice what we where we born. We have no choice how we look. So I think we have to accept it and face with it and and love from everyone. Yeah, like you, like all. Yeah.
Another question there is that where do you think you would be if you did not experience this journey with Operation Smile? Do you think you would have been a completely different person, or where in your life do you see yourself if you haven't undergone this journey and, I guess, in a sense, this kind of rebirth?
Okay. Where are you? Oh, I have a few questions. Where do you think about would be right now? Do you right now? And if you have got to, I never think about that. I never
I
think
think it's
about that.
probably, yeah, it's probably such a big part of your life that it's definitely hard to envision not experiencing that, since it became such a huge part of who you are right now.
Yeah. Any more questions?
There are actually a lot more, and that I think that you have a great group of students joining you in helping in Vietnam. And so, what do you think are the values that the student bring back to each missions and to Operation Smile as a whole?
I think the student is very important part of mission because you know we have the team 30 to 40 doctors and nurses, and we have so many work to do from the medical records, from meal for the doctor, from transportation. We have so many work. So only PC like me, we can do everything. We can do everything. So that's why we need volunteer. We need students to help me to help us that that work. They can do everything. They can they like very strong team. They can have the meal for the doctor. They can have the they can have us on medical record. They can have everything. So I think they are a very important of the mission.
Wow, thank you. And what is a message that you would like to send to all the volunteers of Operation Smile out there? Because I think that you're such a great inspiration. And I think as a volunteer and as a coordinator yourself, you do have a lot of advices and a lot to say. So would you like to share a message to all the volunteers out there who are helping right now?
Uh, my first word is thank you. Thank you for being with West from the past until now and in the future. You deserve everything. You deserve. Yes, thank you. I don't say thank you because you are very important with us. And somehow you were the one in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think that your story is very inspirational, and there's this energy radiating through you. But was there a part of your journey where you doubted yourself, or where you felt like you didn't believe in yourself? And what are some advices that you would give to everyone out there who is going through the same thing that you used to go to through?
Uh, yeah. So many times. So many times I have to I work on very hard time. It's like just a week before I have to do so many things. I have coordinate our mission in 108 hospital in Hanoi. Why I have to prepare the one more local mission in Nghệ An, and I have to do some pre-start and warehouse stuff. Maybe last week is my very hard time, and and, about tonight also because I need things about how can I properly say thank you and uh, how much I appreciate this moment at the same time with the business.
Yeah. And like I can't even begin to comprehend what the experience was like for you, how nerve-wracking and how scary it was. And it was definitely a hard thing to go through, and I'm sure that you had a friend or a family member who helped you through that time, or did you have both?
Yeah, we have both. We have not only friends, I have all my family behind me, and when in OS, I have very important thing in my colleagues. They help me a lot. They help me very a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why through those experiences, I think we could see the importances of friends and family and how they could have such an impact on our experiences and our lives. I think that is it for the Q&A section, and I will now hand over to Lily. Thank you very much.
Thank you, GJ.
Awesome. Thank you, Lam. That was all really powerful, and it's so great to hear stories like yours. Kind of reminds us all why we're a part of Operation Smile. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you want to read more of Lam's story, there's a blog post on the Operation Smile website, written by Brady, actually. So this concludes the Q&A section. However, Lam will be closing out the webinar with a good talk performance. So yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So Before we finish this webinar, I have a gift for you. It's also the song I told in my story. Let it be. Yeah, maybe I with my friend Lingu will perform this song. Okay. I myself, Sarah Mother Mary, come to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken heart feels living in the world of dreams, there will be an answer. Let it be. But though they may be pardoned, there's still a chance that they may see. There will be an answer. Let it be. 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 There will be an answer. Let it be. 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 There will be an answer. Let it be. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lam. That was a great performance. And thank you, everybody, for coming to this webinar. Have a good rest of your day, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night. Have a good
Thank you,
weekend.
Lam. We love you.
Thank you. Hope we will meet on Friday.
Definitely, Lam. Next time I'm in Vietnam, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Thank you
you,
very
Mom.
much. Thank you so much. Have a good night and have a good day for the rest of everyone here.
Yeah, thank you.